The city's night was brightly lit, with neon lights flickering and busy people bustling about on the streets. Jason, an ordinary employee in this city, had fiery red hair and wore a neatly pressed suit. In his hand, he tightly clutched a freshly bought ice cream. Jason worked at a busy real estate company, dealing with all sorts of customers every day. Although his job was monotonous, it was very important. Despite this, Jason constantly thought about his family, especially his daughter Ellie. Ellie was a cheerful little girl who always looked forward to her dad coming home early to play with her. Today, Jason rarely got off work early, and he decided to surprise Ellie. So, on his way home, he bought her favorite ice cream, intending to make her happy. However, little did he expect that this journey home would be far more complicated and challenging than usual. Jason rode his bicycle hurriedly through the crowded streets. Just when he was in a good mood, a red light ahead forced him to stop. Time ticked away slowly, and as he watched the ice cream in his hand beginning to melt, Jason grew anxious. But this was just the beginning. When the light turned green, Jason sped up, wanting to get home as quickly as possible. However, a suddenly out-of-control vehicle whizzed past, nearly hitting him. Jason braked quickly and barely managed to keep his balance, but his heart was still pounding. At this moment, the night scene of the city remained enchanting, but he had no time to appreciate it. All he could think about was getting back to his daughter as soon as possible. Jason continued on, passing through a construction zone. The muddy roads and scattered gravel made it difficult for him to move. He carefully navigated around obstacles, pushing his bicycle forward with difficulty. Suddenly, a loose paving stone caused him to slip, and he almost fell. He clumsily got up from the ground, grasping the almost spilled ice cream, and set off again. Just when Jason thought he could finally get home smoothly, the road ahead was blocked with caution tape due to a traffic accident. He looked helplessly at the obstacle in front of him, feeling anxious and worried. Ultimately, he decided to abandon his bicycle and walk through a nearby alley. The alley was dark and narrow, almost deserted. Jason stepped cautiously on the uneven ground, constantly reminding himself to be careful with the ice cream in his hand. Suddenly, a series of dog barks echoed from ahead, and a stray dog viciously lunged at him. Jason reacted quickly, dodging to avoid it, but the incident left him shaken. Finally, he arrived at the entrance of his apartment complex, unable to suppress his excitement any longer. Pushing open the door to his home, Jason saw little Ellie sitting on the couch, her eyes red, clearly having been waiting for her dad to come home. Seeing the ice cream in her father's hand, she immediately jumped up and threw herself into Jason's arms. "Dad, why are you home so early today?" she asked in surprise. Jason patted her head, smiling, and said, "Daddy has a surprise for you today. This is your favorite ice cream." Ellie took the ice cream and smiled happily, sweetly saying to Jason, "Thank you, Dad, I love you so much." Ellie's smile and happiness made Jason feel that all the hardships were worth it. He stayed with her to finish the ice cream, recounting his various experiences on the way home. Ellie listened attentively, occasionally exclaiming in amazement. That night, Jason was not just a busy employee, he was also a dad bringing joy to his daughter. Though the journey home was filled with challenges, his heart was full of happiness and contentment. He knew that in the days to come, no matter how many difficulties they faced, he would face them bravely with his daughter and welcome every moment of happiness together. Jason used this evening's experience to tell his daughter that when encountering difficulties in life, one should not easily give up but instead, have faith and move forward resolutely. Because every effort paves a solid foundation for the future, and every little surprise becomes a beautiful memory in life.